1 billion. A number so large it's hard to comprehend. Yet more than 1 billion people around the world live in extreme poverty, surviving on less than $1.25 each day. Another 2.5 billion live on only $2 a day. It's a perilous existence.
ఫస్ట్ అయితే సారు మాది చెప్పాలంటే మా జరిగిన తర్వాత కూలిపోవాలా 20 రూపాయలు 10 రూపాయలు కూలి చేసి నా పిల్లగాళ్ళకు.
Landlessness and weak land rights are the best predictors of poverty for the rural poor. The majority live in remote areas and depend on farming to survive, but they often do not have legal rights to the land they work. They serve under traditional landholders or labor over plots of land with non-existent titles. When property disputes arise, conflicts erupt, settled more often by tribal fiat than institutional law. By the mid-1960s, law professor Roy Prosterman became convinced that land ownership for the rural poor was key to alleviating extreme poverty.
The idea was a simple one. When poor families obtain secure rights to land, they gain motivation for long-term investment in that land, making it a powerful tool they can use to feed their family and climb out of extreme poverty.
In 1966, at the request of the U.S. government, Prosterman helped rewrite South Vietnam's land laws. The results proved to be transformational, and other countries took notice. More than 1 million people gained land rights. Rice production rose by 30%, and the Rural Development Institute, later renamed Landesa, was born. A microplot of land the size of a tennis court can change lives. Harvests increase by as much as 60% when people own the land they farm. They can feed their families and sell the rest at market, raising annual incomes by up to 150%. They gain access to credit to invest back into their land or to buy livestock. They can keep their children in school.
Every country in the world that has achieved peace and prosperity on a sustainable basis has addressed the land rights issue. So land ownership doesn't just transform lives, individual lives, one at a time. It transforms societies.
Systemic change is a process. It takes time to learn a country's unique cultural fingerprint and to develop meaningful policies, despite geographical challenges, shifting political winds, and centuries of tradition. The factors vary as widely as the countries themselves. 80% of the rural poor who lack land rights live in China, India, and sub-Saharan Africa. The victims of extreme poverty are often women and their children, and the women are usually the ones without land rights.
My nephew, who is not yet 2 years old, his name is on the register, and he will get land. But me, no. A widow with children, no. A single mother with children to feed, no.
Although women produce more than half of the world's food, in many countries their ability to own the land they farm is blocked by law and custom. In most cases, their only connection to the land they spend their lives toiling over is through their husbands, fathers, or brothers. If this tenuous link is broken by family discord or widowhood, women risk losing their only source of food, income, and shelter. Property ownership produces a rise in women's status and improved child welfare. In India, women who own land are 8 times less likely to experience domestic violence. Recognizing that women hold the key to the health and security of the entire family, Landesa created the Center for Women's Land Rights. The center connects policymakers and researchers around the world, providing resources and innovative solutions to women's land ownership issues. A strong component of the Landesa philosophy is the introduction of equal rights for women. In 2010, Kenya adopted a new constitution that ensured the rights of women to own land.
The impact of the work we have begun in Kenya is dramatic and far-reaching. And as an attorney, my work with Landesa validates my commitment to community lawyering, which has been the missing link between constitutional reforms and real change for majority of rural populations in Kenya.
There are still hundreds of millions of people without legally secure property rights in the developing world. Landesa's global advocacy program has been the leading voice on this issue as the Sustainable Development Goals are enacted to address poverty, food security, and gender equality. By partnering with the governments of more than 50 countries, Landesa has transformed the lives of over 115 million families at a cost of about 70 cents each.
Landesa is not only about fabulous stories about people changing their lives. Landesa is all about having a massive impact, impacting indeed not hundreds of people, but tens of millions of lives around the world.